Good morning, I'm Mary.
Hi, I'm Linda.
We're sisters in the kitchen again.
Welcome to Pinky Balls. And today, I'll wash my hands real quick. Today we're going to be making scalloped potatoes. And I do mine just probably just a little bit different than
You
some
do
people
yours a little different than I do. Yeah.
So what we've got is we got 3 large potatoes. Mary's peeling those. I've got about 2 ounces of pepper jack cheese and probably about 3.5 ounces of medium cheddar cheese. I like to grate my own because it just has better taste to it. I got about a half a package of turkey pepperoni. Y'all all know that my husband is a health nut, so we use turkey pepperoni. I've got a can of the 98% fat-free cream and chicken.
Linda's a healthy one. Linda and Mike.
Well,
I use the regular ones. Oh yeah, we got butter too.
I got butter, but I cut corners when I can, as long as it's not going to do the change the flavor. So I've got about 3 tablespoons of butter melted here in my pan, and we'll probably make more than 1 pan. But while Mary's doing that, I'm just going.
I love this little grater.
It's so sharp. It
is. Of course, I have a good one, but these are a little bit different from the one I got. But
am I doing this right?
you want the big one or the little one?
Oh, we can just do the big one. Oh,
okay. Turn it. Yeah, turn it that way. I still got the old-fashioned grater there. I've had those. It has that's in the little, the little container on top. So I've had those, but I don't know. I think I finally got rid of it.
These too sometimes. So I'm just gonna grate this here real quick, and the pepper jack just gives it a little bit more flavor. And when I make scalloped potatoes, I remember I was working in DeSmet, South Dakota, and it was a real small town. And this has been a few years ago, and the town gave us a potluck, and we stayed at a mom and pop hotel there because that was the only hotel they had in town. And we didn't have kitchens in our room, but we had a communal kitchen where there was a stove and an oven, so we could go in there and cook. So I decided I would make some scalloped potatoes. So I made a really big pan full, and I always put meat in mine. So
that's what's different from
And sometimes I'll put ham, sometimes I'll put pepperoni. It just depends on what I've got, but I love pepperoni because it just gives it a little bit of kick. Whoops.
Are you through with this little knife?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to use it to cook it.
And that pan of scalloped potatoes, there was a guy that literally scraped the bottom of the pan to get the last spoonful out.
I know it was good.
He thought they were really good, and he was a co-worker.
Linda, a lot of people were asking what kind of work that we've done that we stay in hotels so much.
We work for a major research company where we did. We actually worked in several capacities.
Yeah.
We've recruited for them. We're a quality control monitor, which is kind of like a field supervisor, where we went out and checked people's work, and we hired and fired. And
now Linda done more hiring and firing than I did. I wasn't very good at that, at the firing, I'll tell you for sure.
But it was a fun job, and we would go to different places, and then we worked for several years. I traveled full time with my work, and I was a peon as far as my position was concerned, but I went in people's home and we did medical intake. We had a portable field office at the county that we were working in, and once we did the interview and got the medical information, then we set a schedule for the person to go in to do a medical exam, and they were compensated for their time.
Yeah. Well, Linda actually, she traveled more than I did. You traveled 7 years straight, didn't you?
I did.
Just coming home once a year?
I was gone 48 weeks out of the year. We had 2 vacations a year. So we lived in hotels. They housed us in hotels. Sometimes we were in corporate housing. Most of the time we were in Marriott properties. Sometimes it was Hyatt's, and sometimes, just depending on where we were at. If we were in a small town, the hotels were usually just mom and pop hotels. But the Grand Hyatt in in Embarcadero in San Francisco. Probably one of my most memorial times of traveling. It was fun and it was stressful. It was right before Christmas. And I'm going to tell this and then we're going to get back to the cooking. But we were closing for a holiday for Christmas break. And we were driving to Phoenix because that's where we were going to fly out of. And we had an annual training. So our cars, we drove fleet vehicles, and our cars had to be in Phoenix when we come back. So everybody was flying out of Phoenix. So when I left the office in downtown San Francisco, I told them, I said, don't anyone call me. If they do, if it's not a 903 area code, I am not answering my phone. I had one folder to turn in. I got about 100 miles from San Francisco. I was going to stay the night at Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And my phone rings. And I said, I knew who it was. It was the office. I said, I am not answering that phone. There's no way I'm driving back through this traffic. It was a Friday afternoon. And I drove a little bit further and I was stopping to get fuel. And so I called the office and they said, oh, we found it. We lost your folder, but we found it. And that was just hilarious. Anyway, it was one of those crazy times
that was in San Francisco?
That was San Francisco.
I was there for about 6 weeks on one project in San Francisco, and it was kind of a traumatic time for me because my husband was homesick, and I hated to be gone that long. But
where's your cutting board? I told you I didn't.
Yeah, right there in that drawer, right there, Linda. Okay. And I was trying to work and talk to my husband. Constantly talking to him, trying to get him, happy and whatever. So it was just a traumatic time for me. And two, San Francisco was a first time that it was just traumatic to me a little bit because I seen so many homeless people on the street,
lot of homeless people in San Francisco.
Literally laying on the street. I got up one morning and went for a little walk, and there was this lady just laying right there on the street, and it just kind of really touched my heart because to think that there's women out there that has no home. I don't know what her condition, what her circumstances was and everything, but it was just kind of sad to me. You want me to help you slice those?
Did you wash these?
I sure did wash them.
Okay. I thought they were. No, you go ahead and talk. I got it. And I've got a slicer, y'all, but I'm just slicing with this knife. It's real sharp.
And anyway, and then I went on from there. I went on to Oregon, and that was a beautiful drive. But it started snowing on me, so I prayed. Oh Lord, did I pray?
You were going up
Oh yes, and going to Oregon, and it was beautiful country and everything, but I was quite nervous because of all the weather and the roads and everything. But after my husband passed away in 2008, and I actually was in Nebraska when my husband when the doctors called me and told me that he had had a massive heart attack. And they did revive him, but he was in critical condition. And so that was very traumatic for me because I wasn't here when it happened. I did get back in time. He lived a week after I got back. But after then, I decided I did have to go back to Nebraska. I went back just a week or two after he passed, after we buried him. But I made up my mind that I was just going to try to find a project that didn't travel because my family meant so much to me that I didn't want that to happen to me again. So I quit traveling so much. Then I got on a project. It took me about a year that I got on a project that I worked from home. And I still travel 500 or 600 miles a day. But no, I'm sorry, 500 or 600 miles a week for staying at home.
Right.
But anyway, we work for research companies, and they, I loved it. I love meeting people, different people.
It was a good job. We're people persons or people, so we enjoy doing it. Got to see a lot of places.
We have traveled from one end of the United States
to the other.
We had
really a good time.
Yeah.
I kind of coated these potatoes. I've got 2 of them sliced, and I'm gonna.
That was butter. You coated them in butter.
This was butter that I had melted in there, and I'm going to.
You just gonna use the 2 potatoes?
I think I'm going to just use the 2.
Okay.
I may slice a little bit more, but it's going to be too.
Okay.
This thing's going to be too full. So, Mary, do you have some milk? I didn't bring any milk
Yes,
with me.
yes. You just want.
I'm going to put just any kind of milk.
I use
got.
2%. Is that the
That's
kind of milk you're
fine,
going
yeah.
out?
So
Or you
I-
want some heavy cream?
No,
I got
I-
heavy cream.
The 2%
2%.
fine. I put
You want a measuring cup?
No, just pour about, that's good. So that was probably about 1/4 a cup, and I got 2 tablespoons of flour in here. This is just gonna add a little thickener to it, and you could whisk this. I'm just
I
gonna,
have a little whisk down there if you need it.
I'm just gonna mix it with my fork.
Do you want a strainer?
If you don't mind.
When I mix that flour and water, I use a strainer.
So,
Well, this is one of them times that my help put my stuff up.
can't find it.
Okay, I'll use my
That
new
helps
one.
me,
I got a new one here, remember? This one.
Oh, yeah.
I have another one. But this is really nice here. So, but my other one, it's probably
One of our sweet friends sent that to
Yes.
us last week.
that
So
is so nice.
I'm gonna go ahead and put a little, about half of this potato in
Okay.
there.
Now, do you need some salt and pepper?
Yes, I do need some salt and pepper.
You want the shaker or the box?
The shaker's fine.
Well,
Either one, whatever you got, Mary, it's fine. I've tried to watch myself when I'm doing this, so I don't get
I
too
was at the church one day cooking for the bazaar, and I got the shakers out. I mean the big containers, and I was making a vegetable soup, and I'm just adding this and that. And Sister Boatman said, "Mary," she said, "you don't measure that?" And I said, "No." She said, "If I did that, it would turn out too salty or too."
Now y'all say
too
I'm
much.
putting more pepper in it than Mary would do,
That's
but
all right.
I was
That's all
very
right.
careful not to let that dump in there.
And
So I probably put a teaspoon of salt in this, and probably a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And again, you can do this, salt it and pepper it to your taste. So I've got my cream of chicken. I'm going to add my cream of chicken in. A little skinny spatula. This is a spatula like the big one that Mary uses. This is also a Wilton. Pampered Chef also makes a skinny spatula, but this one is really,
here, I'll take that.
really neat. Here, thank you. And I'm just going to mix this all up real good. I love cream of chicken in anything, and this just gives it a little bit of extra
You put the
flavor.
pepperoni. I'll put it in the bag. Or you put the pepperoni? Oh, you hadn't put the pepper, but you've
I
already got
haven't
it
put in there
out.
yet. I probably
You wanna leave it out?
I may.
I'll
or
leave
may
it out
not
in
use
case
it
you need
all.
some more.
I don't know, but okay. So we're gonna
So
do.
you just mix your cream of chicken soup in there?
Yeah.
I've never made one.
I didn't dilute it.
Just like this.
Now I've got 2.5 potatoes is what I've got in here, and if you've got a,
and how much cheese did
and
you
I got
put?
about 3.5 ounces of medium cheddar and about 2 ounces of pepper jack, and I'm just going to add some pepperoni to it. You don't have to put it in here pretty because we're going to mix.
And you
this
can
all
use
up
ham
anyway.
or
You can use
ham
ham.
in there. I think I'll make some with ham.
They're real good with ham. I think that's what I did when I made it. And
You brought some for Christmas when you were here.
yeah,
But we had so much food. I can't remember
It's hard to get something of everything at our family get-togethers because
You
we
can't.
have so much here.
Ain't no way you get it all on one plate. If you just got a little bit of everything, it's too much for one plate.
Okay.
Christmas is going to be here before you know it, and Thanksgiving is just right around the corner. And I'm going to go to my daughter's Thanksgiving, I think.
That'd be
To
fun.
my daughter in Wichita Falls. And do you need a spoon to do that, or a
No.
spatula or something?
This is fine. So I need a little bit of liquid in here, so I'm going to pour this in here. Now this cream of chicken is going to cook down in with potatoes, and I just want a little bit of liquid in this so it doesn't get too dry.
And the reason you strain that is because you don't want no flour
yeah,
lumps.
don't want no lumps in it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Now, if you mix that up with a mix and stir or something, you wouldn't have to strain it, but I didn't want it. It's a pretty colorful dish.
Yeah.
And this is really good. You actually could eat this by itself and not even have to have anything else with it. If you just want a nice dish. And I'm probably gonna, your oven's on, right?
Yes.
probably going to cook
What
this
do you
about
cook it?
375 for
Okay.
about. I probably would check it after about 45 minutes. Probably will be done.
Okay.
And I've got a mess here.
That's okay. Just I'll go ahead and put this back in the bag.
And this is a little flimsy pan, so I'm probably gonna put this on a cookie sheet.
I could have given you a dish to put that in.
But oh, that's okay. So this here is probably, I would say that would be about 6 decent servings. Don't you
Yeah, I
it
would
would
think
be?
so. Yeah, I
So,
think so. Yeah.
2.5 potatoes.
Yeah.
Probably about a third package of turkey pepperoni. You can put as much or as little as you like in it, and then about 3.5 ounces of mild medium cheddar cheese, and about 2 ounces of pepper jack, some salt and pepper, a couple tablespoons of flour mixed in with about a third cup of milk. And you can use any kind of milk you want, canned milk, whole milk, 2%, whatever you want. About 3 tablespoons of butter.
And you melt that butter first.
Yeah,
in
you
the
melt the
pan.
butter, and that way it's already in there. So, hope y'all enjoy it. It's a good dish, and it's a good side dish, or it's a good dish if you just don't want to fix a whole meal too.
You can add this to your Thanksgiving meal or your Christmas, either one. Like I said before, what we cook for Thanksgiving is basically some of the same thing we fix for Christmas. So, thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoy it, and
Have
we'll
a
see you
good
next
day.
time. Bye.
Bye-bye.